So why can social distancing be good for the soul? There is a lot of talk going around about this coronavirus thing, COVID-19. It's pretty much putting everybody's lives at either a standstill or an upheaval. A lot of people are fearing the worst and going out and buying loads of toilet paper and water and stuff like that, and just kind of craziness going on right now. So now there's this talk of social distancing ourselves from other people, standing at least 6 feet away from other people, not going to like bars and clubs, and even restaurants being very cautious around large groups of people. They've canceled sporting events and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, we always assume that things are for the worst, right? We're like, oh my God, I have to like quarantine myself in my house. But you always have to find the advantage in it, and the advantage in social distancing and why it can actually be good for us. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We'll get into it right now. Welcome back to another video. I'm Jen. So this social distancing thing, you know, I feel like we have been doing this all along in social media, so it's not like a huge deal. But why do people freak out when it's like, oh my God, I can't go to a bar, or I can't go out to eat, or I can't do this and that? You know, it comes down to the fear of change, obviously. People don't like things to change in their normal environment because it's scary, it's unknown, it feels uncomfortable, and stuff like that. But social distancing ourselves from other human beings for a little while can actually be good. I mean, we need the human connection, you know, I mean, that we can't survive without any kind of human connection and just isolating ourselves. But you have to understand that this is on a temporary basis, and this can give us the time we need to either work on creative projects or things that we don't have time to do, get more in touch with ourselves, our spiritual side, you know, who we really are, and use actually self-care for ourselves. And 3, spending time with family or the people around us, with our dog, with our cat, or spend more time with our guinea pigs, right? Right. But yeah, I feel like we've been social distancing all along. I mean, you have social media, technology, where we're still communicating with people, we're still connected, yet we're disconnected. So we're communicating with people, but there's no exchange of energy there. So there's no exchange, there's nothing, you know, if you're talking about heart coherence and like our electromagnetic energy field around our body, we're not in connection with other human beings, yet we are. But it's through virtual. So, you know, now you can see a doctor online, or now you can take a class online, or exercise class online, or you can, you know, Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff where you're connected to all these people, but you're not in the physical sense. So there's no exchange of energy or anything like that. So it's ironic. It really is. Yeah, so people don't like change. I mean, I don't like change either. It's like I'll give you a stupid example. Like years and years ago when I was in my 20s, I'm not old now, but I'm in my 30s. But when I first tried my very first cup of coffee, I thought it was a good idea to drink it black for some reason. My very first cup. Never had coffee before. So, you know, I was living with my parents at the time, and I decided to go downstairs, get an 8-ounce mug, coffee mug, and pour some coffee and drink it black. So I got all excited, like, yeah, I'm an adult, I'm gonna drink coffee. I sat in front of my computer, took a sip, and, you know, if it wasn't for electronic devices being in front of me, I would have spit it all over the computer screen, all over the place. Blah, it was disgusting. Gross. I was like, what was I thinking? Like, this is disgusting. And from that point on, I hated coffee. I hated it because I drink it black. Now I drink coffee black, and I love it. Why is that? Well, after I drank my coffee black, I didn't have it for a long time. Then I decided to try it again. Somebody opened my eyes to Dunkin' Donuts that poured lots of heavy cream in their coffee. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. This is awesome. Like, what was I missing? What was I thinking? So from that point on, I drank coffee again with milk, with cream. And then eventually gravitated to like skim milk, then like dairy-free creams and stuff like that. And eventually I got to a point where I drank my coffee black, and I drink my coffee black, and there's no other way that I would prefer it now. So the point that I'm making with this story is that change feels really uncomfortable, scary, gross. We hate it at first, but we don't know that a shift is coming, a shift later on could be the best thing ever for us. And that's kind of like where we are now with we're just we're scared of change, of any little thing that's going to disrupt our normal routine. But you understand, it's temporary, or things evolve, or things shift, but they always come out ahead in the end. We always prevail. We always find a way to get out of a situation and come out ahead, and we're okay, and then we go about our lives. There's advantages to this, and I know a lot of people see the advantage. They're like, oh, I don't have school. The teachers are all like, I could stay home, even though they probably have to teach remotely, some of them, which might be, that'll be interesting. But yeah, a lot of us don't take the time to utilize self-care for ourselves, to really work on creative projects for ourselves, to do stuff we actually want to do, or we feel purpose doing, or things that help us grow as a human, or become better as a person. And oftentimes we don't do these things because we're working our 9-to-5 job, or we're caught up in just life, and then we get busy and we never find the time. So this, in a sense, is an advantage for us, because it's almost forcing us to do this stuff. Not that we should be forced to do it, because we should make time to do it anyway for ourselves, but we don't. A lot of times we don't make the time for self-care, to just kind of sit and chill and watch a movie, or read a good book, or write, or journal, or something that we haven't done. Some of us do, but a lot of us don't. A lot of us still don't. And if we can shift our focus from just the fear, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, to the advantage in the situation, that, okay, this is a temporary thing, number one. It's not going to be forever. And, number two, this is time for yourself. This is the time that you're always complaining about that you don't have enough of. And, it's funny, it's ironic, because we always want to be in this mindset of the negative thinking patterns. So even when we're actually getting what we want, we're getting this time to ourselves, we're always going to revert back to not focusing on how we have more time to do creative projects in our own homes with ourselves, and take the time for ourselves. But we're going to focus on more of the negative things, like the news and what's going on, how many deaths, how many is the toilet paper, is the soap out in this store and that store, and, these anxious thoughts that we always have. Instead of being over here, we always shift our focus to negative stuff. So it's how we've been trained. We've been trained to be like a fear base. We fear change. We fear the worst. We always focus on things that are bad instead of seeing the advantage, or highlighting what the advantage is. And the other thing, we're always projecting. We're always thinking into the future. We're always thinking what's going to happen, rather than enjoying what we have right now and actually embracing our life right now. So social distancing, it's to me, it's not scary. I look forward to it, actually. If we are quarantined or whatever, I don't see it as a bad thing. What's going on outside, we have to deal with it. But see the advantage in taking this time, and use it for reflection, use it for whatever you've wanted to do and you haven't had time to do. This is your chance. So with that being said, guys, stay safe, everyone. Enjoy your day, and I will see you on tomorrow's video.